It's 1 a.m. Your eyes are burning, your brain is entirely tapped out, yet your thumb instinctively swipes up to reveal one more video, and then another. You are experiencing cognitive fatigue, but your hand keeps moving. The standard societal response to this moment is to label it a failure of discipline. We tell ourselves we just need to put the phone down, assuming the problem is a simple lack of willpower. But you are actually operating on what clinical psychologists call digital autopilot. You are bringing Paleolithic, deeply wired emotional responses to a knife fight against supercomputers. The average smartphone user checks their device 96 times a day, roughly once every 10 minutes. The vast majority of those checks are completely unconscious, triggered by environmental cues and idle moments, rather than a deliberate decision to look. Screen compulsion is the successful, predictable output of an environment strictly engineered for behavioral extraction. This equation is B.J. Fogg's behavior model, and it serves as the foundational blueprint for Silicon Valley design. It states that a habit forms only when three things converge: motivation, ability, and a prompt. Let's look at the prompt. A red notification badge on your app icon exploits what behavioral scientists call the Zeigarnik effect. Your brain feels a distinct psychological itch when a task is left incomplete. The badge manufactures an artificial sense of incompletion. Next is ability. Tech companies want to make continuous consumption entirely frictionless. Features like infinite scroll and autoplay remove the micro-decisions of clicking to a new page or hitting play. The default state becomes continuous consumption. Eye tracking data reveals exactly how effective this is. Infinite scroll mechanics induce a tunnel vision effect that literally overrides your natural visual stopping cues. You lose the structural signals that tell you it's time to move on to something else. This specific engineering framework was developed and refined at Stanford's Persuasive Technology Lab, where many of tech's top designers learned to build habit-forming products. By removing your natural stopping cues and exploiting your cognitive blind spots, the digital interface becomes an invisible cage. It is built to remove your ability to consciously disengage. To understand the final variable, motivation, we have to look at this mechanism. Social media feeds operate on variable ratio reinforcement, the exact same psychological principle behind a casino slot machine. Every time you pull down to refresh, the outcome is highly unpredictable. This uncertainty creates dopaminergic prediction errors in your brain. The dopamine release is actually strongest in the anticipation phase, right before you see the new content. This locks your neural pathways into a compulsive loop of engagement. When you combine the frictionless design of the infinite scroll with these highly personalized algorithmic dopamine hits, you get what researchers call engagement synergy. This specific combination induces a state of sustained cognitive absorption. Users enter a bottomless loop, losing track of time and struggling to break out without a heavy exertion of mental effort or an external interruption. This deep compulsion is a calculated architectural feature. It is engineered to maximize the specific metric that keeps these platforms alive: time on device. In 1971, the Nobel Prize-winning economist Herbert Simon made a crucial observation. A wealth of information naturally creates a poverty of attention. The personal toll of this attention poverty is severe. Processing algorithmically curated, rapid-fire content leads directly to measurable cognitive fatigue and a deterioration of your capacity for sustained, deep focus. On a societal level, recommendation algorithms optimize for engagement by amplifying emotionally charged content. This gradually fractures our shared reality, trapping individuals inside highly personalized, polarizing echo chambers. You gain access to these platforms without paying a monetary fee because the actual transaction is the industrial-scale harvesting of your focus, converted directly into corporate advertising revenue. We regulate chemical additives in our food to protect public health. This same logic applies to addictive platform design. It is an environmental health challenge. The solution is a framework of agency restoration. You have to intentionally build structural friction back into your digital environment. You can start by disabling push notifications to eliminate the Zeigarnik triggers. You can use app timers to create artificial stopping cues, deliberately breaking the variable reward loops of the infinite scroll. The design only controls you when the mechanics remain hidden. Once you understand exactly how the machine operates, you regain the power to step out of its loop.